All right, guys, I'm out here on my dock today. It's been so cold. We've had some bad weather, believe it or not, here in North Carolina. I believe right now it's in the upper 20s. We've actually got ice floating around in my cove that I live in. I received a new app update for the Ping Live Sonar and a firmware update for the transducer. I wanted to get out here and do some testing. I've got my boat kind of down right now, rewiring all of my electronics, doing something different, moving some things around, cleaning it up, and also using a dedicated battery now to get it off my cranking battery. But since my boat's down, it's cold, I thought this would be a good way to test the new Ping Live Sonar. It is a live sonar, forward-facing sonar, just like your Garmin, systems or your Lowrance. But what it does is it uses a wireless router. So you hook your transducer into the wireless router. You power the wireless router with 12 volts, and you communicate with an Apple device, iPad, iPhone. So you're gonna go into settings, go to Wi-Fi, and you're gonna pick up the Ping router, and you can basically go anywhere on the boat and see your forward-facing sonar with wirelessly. It doesn't seem to have any kind of lag. I've tested it before, it works great. So now what we need to do is get the, I want to see about the new improvements that they made. There was some things that I asked for during testing, and it looks like based off what I see on the app that they've done that. Anyway, the setup that I have right now is I've got the router temporarily wired into a lithium-ion battery, and then you take the transducer, I've got it mounted onto a electric turret, so we can use a remote control. We can sit back here on a table I have over here on my stationary dock and basically see everything, since I have a remote control for that turret. Also, want to let you know the transducer, all it does, you mount your transducer on your pole, whatever mount you have, trolling motor, whatever, and then it plugs into this router, and then the router actually powers it. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. Now they have another router, I believe it has 4 ports on it. I'm supposed to be getting that router. I believe they were going to ship me that router the end of this week. I'm not for sure if it shipped yet. And they're also sending me a new 3-in-1 transducer, which will have side scan, down scan, and 2D in it that we're going to test. So we're going to need another port. So with the router, if we have more, they have a 4-port, we can plug in and 2 to 4 transducers into it and see it all on one Apple device. It's going to be pretty neat. So I haven't got to test that yet, but we're going to get that side scan tested. So let's go back over here. I've got it all set up. I've got a remote for the turret, and we will see if we can get it dialed in, see what it looks like, see what the new firmware app update looks like. The turret is out on the floater. Got that set up. I'm going to sit here and see what the new update firmware looks like. But man, I'm going to tell you, it looks really good. I've got it set at 39 feet out, looks 12 foot deep. I've got my gain set at 54%. Now, unfortunately, guys, there is no fish out there. I don't know why, but there is no fish. I think they've moved out. I know last weekend they had moved out. The fish are fairly deep. If we go to options, they've got color gain, transmit, that turns the transducer on and off, noise reject. I've got it at 0. They've got TVG, that's set at low. I've got the color on yellow. Range lines, if you want those, you can turn those on. depending on, you know, how far you take it out, looks like there are 5-foot increments here, is what it looks like. We'll turn the range lines off. We've got installation. That's an install depth. So say like if you want to see the splash of your lure, you can kind of play with that just like you can on the Garmin units. And they have an angle, install angle. So like if you wanted to adjust the angle of the bottom, you know, you could go in here and adjust the angle now. That's something that I asked for, because sometimes if you want to make some small slight adjustments on that to keep that bottom level, we have to have that on there. And if we wanted to go into gain, you know, we could take the gain to different settings. You know, if we wanted that, we could that's at 30% gain. We could also, if we want noise reject, we could put that on there. Of course, the more noise reject you use, you're going to lose some of the sensitivity of it. So I'm not a big fan of noise reject unless it's something you have to have on, like if you have other transducers and things like that going on. We'll go ahead and turn that off. TVG, that's another deal that Garmin's got. Take in mind, this is stuff that clears up the screen. See, like if I put it on medium, it clears the screen up, but it also, you know, you're going to miss some of those smaller fish and some of the stuff, the detail that you're going to want. So I normally turn that stuff off. I don't ever use TVG or noise reject on my Garmin systems. I've got the color gain set to 30%. No noise reject, no TVG. And let's see what that looks like. I mean, that is a nice looking screen, guys. I mean, they've made a major improvement from what I had the last time I tested it. I just wish that we could get a group of fish to come through. What we'll do is we'll do some more testing here in the next couple weeks, and I'll probably just leave it set up on the dock, because when I get it out on my boat, I get a lot of interference. So because I've got so many transducers out there, and there's just not a good way to mount it on my boat with what I've got going on right now. So we'll probably just do some testing. Like I said, out here on my dock, it's much easier. We can get a lot better video out here because there's no interference at all. As you can see, there's none of them waves that we were seeing or anything like that. Let's bring that depth back in. Looks pretty good. I don't know. We were at, there's 42 feet. Let's see, 48, 54. You know, we can take our sensitivity up or gain up to 62%. I mean, that screen looks really good. If I get this turret to move a little bit, we might can see some fish out there at 50 some feet. Let's get that gain down a little bit. But I am really impressed with what they've done so far. I mean, it looks really good. I see that they've corrected the voltage. From the last update, I was not getting the right voltage. That's 14.1 volts, so I'm getting out of that lithium battery. That's a brand new battery, so it's full charge. And actually, the water temperature is corrected. It wasn't reading as well like I wanted it to. It was something else I asked them to fix. And it's about, our water temperature's in the 40s. The last time I went fishing, it's been in the 40s. So that temperature looks to be correct. But I'm very impressed with with what I'm seeing. Man, I was hoping we could get us some fish to come out. There it is. We can move our turret just a little bit. I'm not sure what that is, but it's a piece of structure that we're looking at. Let's dial it back in. That's shooting toward us now, toward the bank. I don't know, guys, but I'll let you make the see what you guys think. I mean, put in the comments. I mean, what do you think about that screen? I think it's much better now. I mean, I haven't had time to really play with it, but just right out of the box, I mean, whenever I loaded it up, it looks really, really good. So hopefully it won't be long and they'll get it released here in the States. All right, guys, that's it. I wished I could show you some more. Unfortunately, there's no fish in my cove. I believe they've all moved out. Like I said, there's ice floating around out there. I don't even see any baits fish here in my cove. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Sandstone Fishing. Like button, comments. Be glad to answer them. And hope you enjoy this quick video.